Hello there, this is Frederick, and welcome to the first edition of my 30-day vlog. Call it a challenge. I certainly have never attempted anything like this before, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video each day talking about some aspect that interests me or lifestyle choices that I like making, something that you guys might find interesting. And it's also kind of like helping me to try out new things and maybe find a format that works and that kind of is fun. So for today I thought I'd talk a little bit about the issue of health. I'm personally very passionate about healthful living, and I was inspired by a video on YouTube where somebody I quite respect was claiming that sleep is more important than diet and exercise. And I found that kind of fascinating of a statement. Diet, exercise, and sleep are kind of like the three big areas that we can focus on when it comes to making more healthful choices. I mean, there is the environment and genetics, but those are not really fully under our control, right? So if we consider sleep, exercise, and the diet, let's look at like what are the extreme choices that we can make here. It's like when we look at exercise, like what is the worst choice you can make in the realms of exercise? I think when we look at exercise, the worst would be either to do way too much or way too little. Like way too little is very common. People are sedentary, and because they don't move their bodies, they become less inclined to move their bodies, because if you don't have the muscles, then exercise is not fun. And a lot of mosquitoes here. And when you do too much, when you do consistently overtrain and don't get the adequate rest, then your body breaks down over time. So that's not a good choice either. When it comes to sleep, the worst choice is obviously to sleep too little, to consistently be sleep deprived. And you know, you're sleep deprived if you consistently get less than 6 hours, I would say, in general. Of course, the requirements of sleep are vastly different for different kinds of people and for the activity levels that you're engaged in, and many other factors, of course, right? So, and the best choice, and that's what's so beautiful about sleep, is that it's very easy to make, to find the right amount of sleep, the most beneficial amount of sleep for you, because you just ought to get as much as you can, right? There is no such thing as too much sleep. If you let yourself sleep enough, then you're gonna be good. This is like what you need. This is the most healthy, because the body is able to determine the right amount of sleep, the healthy amount of sleep, all by itself. Now it comes to diet. This is much more fascinating to me, at least, where we have an incredible amount of choices we can make when it comes to nutrition, like the substances fundamentally that we are ingesting. When it comes to diet, what is so fundamentally different for us humans, and especially in today's times, is that we have an enormous amount of options to choose from. And most humans choose to eat a diet that is highly unnatural, consisting of mostly processed foods. So if we look at the worst choice you can make in regards to diet, you know, if we talk about continuing to live and not eating no food at all, we're talking about overeating on highly processed foods, right? On junk food, fundamentally. That's the worst choice you can make in regards to your diet. Now, the best choice in regards to diet is you consume adequate amounts of calories, consisting of a diet of whole, natural plant foods. That's according to my knowledge research, what's been scientifically proven to be the best choice. You know, neither to undereat nor to overeat on whole natural plant foods. The crucial thing about diet is that it's incredibly dominating the level of health that your body is fundamentally able to produce, because every cell of your body is fundamentally built from the substances that you have ingested. It's the foods that you eat, the proteins are broken down into the amino acids, and the amino acids are the building blocks of the new proteins your body creates. And it goes on and on. Now, there are thousands and thousands of highly complex biological processes going on at any time in our bodies. And it's an incredibly complicated system. Now, if you do not give the body the nutrition it needs, so if you don't give certain nutrients, vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, etc., then the body is not going to be able to adequately exercise or execute these processes. And hence you are going to develop disease. So I would argue that diet is by far the most important aspect that you can make choices within in regards to your health. Because if you don't get enough sleep, say you get 5 hours consistently and you're eating a very healthy diet, right? You're eating low fat, you're eating nothing but whole natural plant foods, your body is not going to develop heart disease or Alzheimer's or diabetes, because the conditions necessary in order to develop those most deadly diseases in our Western world are the conditions are just not existent, right? In order to die from the most prevalent diseases in the affluent world, you have to eat a lot of fat and processed foods, a lot of sugars, processed carbohydrates. And so there's a huge amounts of responsibility in regards to dietary choices. So no, sleep is not more important than diet. Diet is by far the most important. And here also the discussion regarding exercise versus diet. People, when they think about weight loss and health, they always emphasize exercise. It's very easy for people to talk about exercise and thinking they need to exercise more, and that's why they're unhealthy. And so a lot of people, especially who want to lose weight, they focus on exercise. I'm gonna run every morning and stuff. But they don't change the diet, and they usually eat the same amount of calories or even more of the crappy foods. The thing about exercise is that when you exercise, it's nice for your body because it gets used in the way that it's intended to be used, right? We're animals, and all animals move every day. You're gonna develop the muscles that you're supposed to have, and your joints are going to be stronger. You're going to be more resilient and less prone to develop any kind of infectious diseases, etc. But if you slept adequate amounts, right, as much as you need to, and if you eat a healthy diet, but you don't exercise at all, you're sedentary, you're still not going to die of heart disease, you're still not going to develop diabetes and any of these kinds of cancer, especially, because the conditions are just not right, right? Yeah, you're not gonna look your best, you're not gonna be particularly energetic, right? But you're not going to die of the worst diseases. In my humble opinion, diet is by far the most important factor to focus on in regards to health. The nutrition is really the key. So hope you've enjoyed this first episode of the 30 days. See you again tomorrow.